Hey guys, I had a crazy idea that we should do a sketch and turn it into a full-blown t-shirt design. Do you think I can figure it out? Let's have a look and see.
So this morning I'm going to be using a canvas size of 4,494 pixels by 5,100 pixels. This is the size Printify recommends for a large t-shirt on their website, so it should give you quite a bit of room. Physically, that's about 15 by 17 inches at 300 dpi, and I'm going to keep my color profile as the second one under color profile sRGB. And sorry, this update, this gives me 77 layers, but I do have a bigger iPad, so you may have less. And I did a sketch the other day of a pumpkin, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert my photo and use that to complete my sketch. Nothing amazing at all, just some scribbles of placement I wanted to get down. And I've already got my color palette active. You don't have to put it over here. Sometimes I do because I don't have to click on it, but sometimes I like to keep it over there. One moment, my cat just found something on my desk to play with. It's rattly and loud. All right, let's see. Let's just start with this. I may change the color. So I'm gonna show you how to use a stamp brush to make a design. So these are some pumpkin stamp brushes I'm working on. Make sure and have them done and in the description of this video before it goes live. But I'm gonna pick a pumpkin and I'm gonna stamp it and just put it in my design once I'm on a new layer from my original drawing. Let's try that again. Now, I'm gonna move it around, I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna bring it up a bit. Now, I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna leave this curly cute vine, I guess. I think I'll leave it for now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in some flowers. Find my flowers, not my breath flowers, I want my retro daisies. I think I want a flower more like this. Bring this back over here. Let's just see. I was in another app and I had to turn over my hover so to place my flower to see how big it is. That's fine. All right, now just gonna go into another one of my sets. I'm just looking to see if I have a decorative vine pattern. All right, not really like what I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's get another color in here. Whoops, I accidentally selected a different flower. I'm gonna use the script brush just to play around, make some decorations. I'm not sure yet, so I'm just adding some filler. It may go away, but I'm just putting it there for right now. I'm going to get rid of the picture so I can see what it's looking like. And I'm gonna go back down to my flowers and move some of them around. I'm gonna use the select tool and then the transform. I'm just gonna make these bigger. And you just play with it, move things around until you have something that looks nice. You don't want to spend too long. Move this guy out of the way for a minute because I want to move my pumpkin. Just making it a bit bigger because I want it to be the star of the show. And I'm using my freeform tool. And as you can see, it's just making the top of the pumpkin bigger. See how it's stretching it out? I'm gonna go back to my flowers. But I think maybe a couple extra over here and leave room for the vine. Oops. I'm just gonna go my swiggles and move them back to select. I need to get these guys moved. I feel like I need a little something over here, but I also feel like that's crowding it. I'm gonna leave it like this and start putting in color. So today I just want to show you how you can create on top of basically your stencil. Just use it for a base. I'm going to smush these guys together. I'm going to get rid of that because that saves me some layers and some confusion when I'm looking through those layers. I'm just going to rename this sketch, a new layer, and I've not picked out a brush, so let's see. Let's play with these colored pencils, or this set. It's not just colored pencil, I also have a watercolor background on here. Well, let's play with this because I need to finish this set. Canvas side. And before I get too far, I'm going to go ahead and make another layer and put info, and I'm going to make some notes because next week me is not going to remember what I used to create this. And Procreate doesn't really record it for you. So I used my pumpkin set, my daisy set, my script 2, and colored pencil test as it's right now named. We will fix that. Colored pencil test. So I do need to make sure every time I add a brush, I go in and update this. But this allows me to know what I did, and then if I want to turn this into a set of wall art or something, I can make it look coordinated and cohesive and it actually belongs together. All right, enough about that. let's play with this colored pencil brush. Now remember, this canvas is quite large, so I'm cranking up my brush size quite a bit. Hello. Make sure you're on your layer. And I'm simply going to color it over. And this brush is pretty much all one color. There's no variations. There's no gradient in the color. So it'll put down a nice, smooth base that's not really going to be too see-through. You have a little bit of transparency, but all right, I'm going to go ahead and add another layer here. Naming. We're naming. Pumpkin base. New layer. Test out a couple of these, like that one. Let's go with the cracked pencil and lower it down. Actually, what I want to do, just take this a little down on color. And I'm putting light pressure. All right, I have that. And another layer. I don't know what the lines on the pumpkins are called, so today they're called lines. I'm gonna take this guy and put him in between because I want some variation in color. My brain's not on it, it's very early. I was woken up by a teenager going to the bathroom because he had summer break. So I'm just gonna call it blending because that's all my brain can do right now. Show him on my layer. Oh, hello. It's too dark. I'm gonna click my layer and select clipping mask. I'm gonna leave it like that for right now and just quickly add a stem to my palette. Look, I'm gonna go back to my info layer and remember to put watercolor background. Boop. How's this? Fine for now. I'm gonna go back to that cracked. Back to this guy. Let me lower that opacity a little. Dim lights. All right. Now let's go ahead with the vine. I want it in the darker color. I'm not sure how that's gonna look, but we're gonna try it for now. Let's see what it looks like with this cracked. I like it better in script. I go down to my sketch. I like the placement of my vine. All right, moving on to flowers. Before we move on, I'm gonna go ahead and group these. So because I'm starting to get quite a lot. So I'm just swiping to the right. I move my layer, my grouping button, going to layers and group. And I can rename this pumpkin or pumpkin. I'm just gonna leave it because it's fine for it now. All right, let's do flowers. Let's see about this untitled brush that I haven't played with yet. And I'm gonna change this background color so I can see what I'm doing. It's always good to get away from the white just so you can see what's going on a little bit better. All right, let's check this brush. This is not the one. I want more of a painterly texture. This one I'll do. Base. Squish my notes. All right, flowers. Moving on, grabbing a drink, turning my size back out to bajillion. Just kind of free form these flowers. Let's see how that looks. Do you guys have a lot of holiday traditions? We always have, I think, the most traditions around Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. It's my oldest favorite holiday. It's my husband's favorite holiday. We play games. Loud car. We do activities and crafts. We used to go to a haunted drive every year before the toddler was born, but I don't want him to be scared. All right, so we have our base of our flowers, and I'm gonna add a new layer so I can add some details to my flowers. I don't want to be overly detailed. You could get as detailed and involved as you like, but I want to keep it simple. I'm just curving around with the petal a bit, and I've got light pressure on my brush. You can always use the stamps to stamp and drag color under as well, but I just wanted to show you another way that you can utilize the stamps. All right, I think that'll do. Let's go ahead and add some color to the center. What is the middle of the flower called? Because the stamen are only the little fling flip, whatever. My brain is not on yet this morning. It is 4 something in the morning. I cannot select. I'm just increasing the size for speed because I'm basically just making these little circles. And once again, you can make these as detailed as you want. You can go in and add some darker brown, some dots and whatnot. I'm trying to control myself and stay simple. Group these and leave the flowers be for the moment. Let's rename to flowers and let's get our darker color and play with these designs. I don't know. We're going to just call them doodles. They're doodles, right? And I like the way the script brush looks for this. I'm using the same color. I'm going to go lower the opacity of my sketch so I can see what I'm actually doing. This script brush does give you nice variation in weight. So you can start thin and go nice thick. I don't like that. I like my original random doodles. These I'm just going to fill with color just to see how it looks. I feel like it looks closed. Fine. That's what happens when you turn your threshold all the way down to 0. Sometimes it happens too if you have a very textured brush. Sometimes it's not always the threshold. It usually is, but not every time, I have learned. And I'm not sure why I'm coloring these in as I go. It'd be way faster just to draw them all and then color them in. And I'm probably going to pop this layer under my flowers, so it's fine that I'm drawing over them. It's fine. I don't know if I'm going to keep these anyways, so it's fine. Everything's fine. It's for playing and experimenting and being joyful and happy. All right, add some color. See, why didn't I just do this the whole time? I was thinking it in my brain the whole time, but I still continued to not do it. Ha, 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 no. All right, boop-a-doo, moving. So those definitely need some help. This guy definitely needs moved. We're getting somewhere. So what I want to try first is duplicate, alpha lock. Let's go ahead and do this and go lighter. I feel like that does not look like the same color. Whatever, let's try it. Fill, and I'm gonna go to transform and play with these guys. Start with uniform. That's so fun. Let's duplicate again. Transform again. Turn on freeform into, let's see what happens if we distort. Why not? Nope. The cat keeps having bath time over here. I really apologize, guys, if you guys can hear it. Go back to normal. So I want these to be a bit smaller. So let's just see. Go to uniform. And let's maybe make them smaller and then change the color on them a bit. So I like these shapes. I'm just not sure if I like them with this composition. Maybe if we blur them a bit, they're a bit too sharp where everything else is soft. Everything else is just soft. It's like coming in super hard. So I'm just going to go through these 3 layers and add a little bit of blur. Can't see it as well on this one. Am I on the... Hello. All right, I'll leave it for now. Now my pumpkin, I feel, looks a little too small. My pumpkin's too small. The pumpkin is supposed to be the star. Maybe my flowers are too big. So I'm just playing with my tools a bit to see if I can get my flowers to lay a little bit differently, to see if that will help with the design. Come on, pumpkin, you need to pop. Just adding a little bit of highlight. Just trying to decide what this pumpkin needs to live its best life. Let's go to our flowers. So I'm just gonna copy all, paste. Just kidding. That's why I checked. I'm gonna turn off my background. I copy all and paste. So I'm just getting all my flowers. I got alpha lock and I'm gonna fill. I'm just going to add a shadow layer just so I can see I'm adding a little bit of depth to the flowers, if that will help everything else. Transform tool on the inserted layer, and I'm just gonna tap till I start seeing that layer come out from under just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do our pumpkin. Copy all, paste. Now my pumpkin, now that I'm on a dark background, you can see that it has some texture. There's a gap right here. I've somehow made it off the edge with my vine. Oh, my vine's on a separate layer. That's why. Did I not copy this? Is it in there and I just didn't see it? Yes, it is. So this inserted image, I'm gonna take it out of my grouping so I can find it. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. Alpha lock and fill the layer. Turn all my stuff and things back on. Sketch off. Transform. I'm gonna do freeform real quick and just see if I can get a little over. I only went a little. I'm at a spot where I think it needs maybe more finer details because it will be on it is going to be on a shirt. Maybe I just need to at this point mock it up on a shirt and see what it looks like, because I'm like, it needs something, but I'm just not quite sure what. So maybe I'll go grab a mock-up and we can put it on a shirt and see what needs to happen. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I gotta figure out how to download this on my iPad, but this is what it would look like on. I went to Printify. This isn't sponsored or anything. This is where I went because I thought I could download it, but anywho. And I knew they had the t-shirt brand that I like. So it looks a little, see if I can zoom in. It's a bit washed out, and this is on a bright screen, which means it's probably going to be even more washed out in person. And it almost reads a little fuzzy, even though my TPI is bigger than things. So maybe what we need is crispy. Maybe we need crispiness. Look, I'm obviously not done. I brought it up here and threw it on the vine if it's halfway there. But maybe we need some crispies. Maybe it looks weird because I'm used to outlines, but that's where we're at right now. Not done, but that's how you can check your designs and see what they look like. You can get some t-shirt mock-ups and add them to, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of Procreate. It starts with a P. I need to be done for right now. But that's what we're working with. It's not quite finished, so we'll see. Get off here for now, and I hope you guys are having a great day.
All right, a couple of days later, I did go in and add some outlines to the design, and I like the look of it a lot better. So I just wanted to show you guys the final PNG, and make sure you take a peek at my shop if you need any Procreate drawing tools. I'll make sure and link it in the description, and grab my free drawing guide. I'll link that in the description as well. And make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see more of it. It's free. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye bye.